There is no particular answer to why I've been called towards the ocean. I always like to say that the ocean called to me and I answered. It's always been something that I've been fascinated with. As a child, I would go beachcombing along the shores of California, and I would be fascinated with everything that I would find. And I would collect shells, actually. And I would label them by the beach that I had found them on. And my plan was to one day, when I had my own laboratory, look at the shells to see if I could find any dead microorganisms. And I always thought, that the ocean was just this wonderful, amazing place. Santa Monica has seen some of the worst pollution of all beaches across California. We regularly dump plastic, there is runoff from the pier, we regularly dump metals, sometimes you see even syringes nowadays. And that is utterly horrible, and that is extremely dangerous to beachgoers and marine animals alike. And because of that, I was called to help remove these biohazards and make the beach a safer place for marine life and human life alike. Many people don't know exactly the threats that plague our ocean, and also they don't entirely understand the creatures within the ocean. If you don't understand the creatures within the ocean, you cannot understand how we are harming them, and most importantly, you cannot understand how we best protect them. One of the moments recently in the operation of my organization that told me truly that I was making a difference was during one of my oceanic literacy days, one of my free educational events in the San Fernando Valley. I had a young boy, he couldn't have been older than 5, and he came up to me and he started asking about sharks, as young children do. And having the knowledge and the experience to be able to inform him about these magnificent creatures and explain to him that sharks are not these idling, bloodthirsty killers, and that they truly are the cats of the sea. They're wonderful animals and they deserve our love and protection. Was it was fantastic. It was truly one of the moments across my entire operation of the organization that told me that this is worth it, that no matter what, I should keep pushing and I should continue my efforts. Of course, I founded the Persaud Foundation in December of 2022 officially as an organization with the goal to protect the ocean through conservation, education, and public involvement. It is imperative that we involve the public on all of our efforts because ocean conservation is not just for scientists working in a laboratory, it's not just for legislators, it is for all of us. And to properly conduct it, we must take it into our own hands. We currently operate 4 different programs. We do beach cleanups along Santa Monica Beach, in which we remove biohazards of all different kinds. We conduct free local marine education events in the San Fernando Valley region of Southern California, in which we read oceanic books to children in order to foster an interest in the youth in marine conservation and marine life. And in addition to that, we pass out educational fact cards for different marine animals. In addition to this, we have various online programs, including our slew of online courses in which we have both paid and free ways that you can educate yourself about marine life and various issues plaguing our oceans. And of course, we have our marine biological newsletter, the Persaud Catalog, which publishes approximately 5 times a month, although it's more like 6 times these days. I would say looking at the beach and seeing the fact that it was no longer filled with cigarette butts, because we find so many cigarette butts, so very many cigarette butts. I think that we have picked up at least 2,000 this year, if not more. And just seeing it clear, for children and families to walk and enjoy this pristine coastline, it's one of the most fulfilling feelings. One of the best ways that you can reduce litter is simply avoid doing it, and that seems simple, but If you are a smoker, as many people are, don't dump your cigarette butts out onto, just the sidewalk. You may think you're not making a difference in the world. You may think you're not making, a negative impression. However, you are. Please just throw them in the trash can. It's not that hard. Also, if you see your relatives littering or someone you love littering, don't hesitate to come over to them and explain to them the harm that they're doing to the environment, and explain that it really isn't that difficult to just throw it in the trash. So those are a few ways that you sitting at home can help marine life and oceanic education. I would highly recommend looking at our website, thepersaudcatalog.org, and seeing all of our different resources. We have a plethora of them, and they're geared towards the general population. So don't feel like you are, required to know this thing about the ocean and that thing about the ocean, and oh, what is salinity and how is it measured, and all those things. Just don't hesitate to dive right in. If you are interested, please don't hesitate to take one of our online courses about marine animals and about a few of the issues plaguing our ocean, such as overfishing and ocean acidification. We highly recommend them to any interested marine enthusiasts. And in addition to that, go to your local aquariums, read more articles, look into ways that you can explore the coastline. I highly recommend, really getting up close and personal, getting into the thick of it. Also, if you have the opportunity and you are in one of the areas where this occurs, go to a grunion run. It's very interesting to see all of these fish throw themselves upon the shore in these massive mating congregations. It's fantastic. So those are a few ways that you, sitting at home, can learn more about the ocean and learn more about why it is worth protecting.